I'm not a smoker, but I used to be. I was a night watchman. I would guard the place at night.
Really?
Yeah. I mainly chase tweakers away because it's a liability if tweakers climb in the dumpster to get like bottom shelf or like spills or accidents, and they end up like smoking glass, literal glass. Like we could get in trouble. You know?
Yeah.
They cut themselves on the window breaking in and bleed to death, and they sue the guys or whatever. You know, I don't know. They just told me just guard something. We'll give you money at the end of the week. But like she went there, and you know, buddies. Shout out to Joe Dead. Connected us, and that's how things happen.
Yeah, it happens. Love happens.
But, and I didn't tell you this. It really bothered me, and since it's Pride Month, I felt I need a vent. That's what the therapist said.
Okay.
I was taking a piss the other day in Wawa. The other day I was outside. I got back in the car, I was parked, and I'm just like, you know, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna make the extra long U-turn around the gas station and park again and look, and the gears are turning. I was taking a piss, and this dude, you know, like either like a Hispanic or white guy with black hair, Hawaiian shirt, taller than me, which I think there needs to be a new stall rule or like urinal rule. Like I was taking a piss, and he's pissing next to me, and I'm like, whatever. There's only two things. I'm peeing, and I corner my eye,
and he's looking over. Checking it out.
And I'm like what the? I'm like,
no, you don't do that.
I imagine that. Like it was fast.
Man law.
And it was more so that I saw them working up to it. Like him like
thinking about it.
You have to nerve yourself to do it.
He was tall enough where he did the.
Right.
And I'm like, I just.
And if you were standing next to a naked lady, it would be hard not to look at her breasts, right?
So that's what bothers me about it. You know, he was looking at was that Aphrodite? My shit might as well have been on a seashell. You know, and I walk out because you're like aghast, and I'm like, I should go back there and attack him because it's a public restroom. There's not who's gonna. As long as my knuckles aren't red, he could come out saying that like I attacked him. I could say the guy was slamming his head on the sink. Am I out of breath, officer? Touch my chest. You know,
there's no video footage.
No, and I'm like, dude, I could go in there and slam his head into the fucking tile. And so I go outside, I'm in the car, and I'm just like, and he didn't come out at all.
Really?
He circled around, and I'm like, this guy went out the back door.
You want to have a word with him or something?
I want to have a confrontation, hoping he'd escalate it. But like, I don't know what I was thinking. I can't do that. But it was just like, I felt his eyes, like.
Yeah. No, that's
my Pride Month story.
Pride Month story.
Like his eyes pushed my.
Just a few more days. Just a few more days.
Psychic frenetic energy. His carnal desires.
So
I couldn't even get my green Wawa's latte at the end of that.
Wawa is a very. I really have liked frequenting the Wawas here. I like their selection of sandwiches.
Green teas.
Yeah.
They have green tea on tap here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'll have to
check that out. Shit too, though. And you guys have Buc-ee's up there, right?
Yeah.
The last Buc-ee's I hit, I think, was like Texas on the way back out the second time around.
Right.
Buc-ee's is awesome, dude. It's phenomenal. It's like a Disneyland for people that are gas station fetishists. So.
Let me just wrap this up. It's been a fascinating conversation to hear about your background and everything. But with what you were referring to a moment ago, with this unprecedented, unexpected, and I never thought we'd see it happening, the overturning of Roe v. Wade. What do you think is going to are the PBs going to be called back into service to restore order?
I mean, in some areas, I would go as far as to say they already have. You know, as far as defending certain establishments from the other side, burning them down.
Sure.
Graffitiing them. That kind of thing, that's probably already happened.
Because I've heard things, you know, I'm Catholic, you grew up Catholic.
Yeah.
I've heard things about, you know, Catholic churches getting it, like planning to attack Catholic churches or Catholic institutions, because most of the Supreme Court justices who voted to rescind Roe v. Wade are Catholic.
Correct.
So the Catholic Church is.
Yeah, and the biggest issue is that the parish itself has to reach out for assistance. The people that they feel that they can be safe reaching out to, if those outlets are already, those channels are already set up, you know, and so
Yeah, I get it.
And the thing is, if they're not, and you have individuals approach your diocese or your parish and say, we're going to stay overnight here,
Yeah.
and they're trustworthy, you kind of have to accept it regardless of what the media has taught parishioners to believe the general like ideology is of that specific individual.
Yeah.
It's never the case. It's never the case.
Well, here's the thing with what I was just thinking. I shared this with you a few minutes ago. You know, like, this issue seems like it most incenses the white upper middle class feminists, and you know, I can say something about this demographic because it was sort of the demographic I grew up in, more or less, and you know, I don't see white upper middle class feminists like burning down the town.
Yeah, they did storm the Arizona Capitol.
Did they?
There was a lot of women.
I mean, maybe I'm underestimating. I mean, I've seen them wear those dumb those red
capes.
Yeah, what is that? I'm forgetting the show that
I don't know. They stole it from the Spanish Inquisition.
That's right.
Nobody stops them or expects them. But no, I know what you're talking about. The Handmaid's Tale.
Handmaid's Tale.
I haven't read it.
Yeah, I've seen them go around in Handmaid's Tale cosplay and stuff, but I haven't. I mean,
well, the thing is, a tactic like an Antifa tactic, because it's gonna, like, you know, Antifa's gonna be the ones to do this. And this goes for any rally I've been to and any rally I've seen online.
Yeah.
They'll push the women to the front.
Yeah.
Because that's the buffer zone, and that's perfect.
That sounds like such an Antifa thing to do.
And that's the thing is, from that angle, you could take pot shots at people.
Yeah.
Because if they fight back, they're going to have to get past the girl.
Yeah. Then they're going to be hitting girls, and they'll look.
You know, and the girls can take shots and not necessarily always expect repercussions.
Yeah.
You know,
it's just I don't see BLM or their cronies getting involved in this.
I don't think this bothers them as much.
Yeah.
And I would think whether they think it's for obvious reasons, subconsciously I feel there's a reason that doesn't bother them as much.
Yes.
So, and a lot of wow. Yeah. A lot of boomers will think, oh well, white upper class female liberals, they want this to kill black babies, which on some levels the parties do to a certain extent, but I think honestly it comes down it honestly comes down to the fact that they want to get their way, and the system, in this case the Republican system or the patriarchy, is daddy. And in the end, it's always about getting one-ups on daddy.
Yeah, definitely.
Whether it's Roe versus Wade or dating a Harlem Globetrotter.
We better bring this to a close because we're getting drenched. But it's
the thunder gods.
Yeah, I know. God is weighing in one way or another on what we're saying. Anyway, good to talk with you.
My bottom's pretty wet.
Good to talk to you, Stealthy Steve. Thank you for the interview.